So I would always start with the chords, and I would also start in a very guitaristic way, just like to find some chords that I like to play, right? So let's say if it's a blues in F, I would play F, B flat, F, C minor 7. I like the 2-5 here, B flat, diminished. Then I like to play a major 7 chord here. Sounds really nice. And then maybe. So let's say those would be the shapes that I use, and those would be the chords that I would use, because especially on a blues, you might know there are many ways to play substitution and weird stuff that's really cool, but just to get started I would stick with the more basic stuff. And then I would like always get a metronome, set it on, let's say on 52, and then I would say those are the quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I would just play a couple of choruses, the form. I'm always thinking about bringing a tune to life, getting a feel for it, and nothing better than to play something really minimalistic, trust the process. 2, 3, 4. Have a nice 1 or 1 and 3. That's how I start. And if you're a little better, I'm starting to play different voicings, thinking the chords of the blues, but not relying on the shape that I memorized anymore. That's a big difference. So I'm thinking C minor 7, where can I play? Maybe here. I'm thinking the chords and not playing only the shapes in my mind. Yeah, and so now I just thought for a moment, because I'm working on the Chopin's workshop. If you're interested, the link is below. And there is going to come a part 2, and there are lots of turnarounds. And there's one turnaround that goes like this. Sorry, I'm digressing, but that's what's going to happen to you too. So G major in this case, B flat, E flat, D, A flat. And I've just been thinking, since we have a turnaround in the last 2 bars, that's such a good place to, you know, try out new stuff. There's possibly no melody, and so that's a good place. So I just wanted to use this turnaround in my blues, turning the G major in a G dominant 7, since we're in a blues. So now in F that would be, if I just shift the shapes, I don't have to think, let's do that. Oh my goodness, is that even right? Yeah. Oh. So now I'm thinking, what am I doing? I'm playing F7, A flat 7, 13, D flat major, I like it, G flat 7, F. So now I'm going back to step 1 sort of, because this is new to me. So to learn it, I'm going to find some nice voicings that I want to play there. So maybe F7, A flat 13, maybe like this, D flat major 9, and G flat. So now I'm going back to just learning some shapes that I'm just going to zombie-like copy and paste into it in this place of the blues. Right, and so now I have found a little thing while I have been practicing. That's okay. Go with the stuff that emerge. Since when you reduce the stuff that you're practicing, if you have the guts to play slow for a while and reduce it, then your ears and your brain have the chance to bring something up that you have been already working on or thinking about, you know, just like getting the layers and the stuff that's inside of you out, instead of getting more stuff into you that maybe is just like cluttering your mind and ears. So now I'm going to do the same thing, same tempo, but now it's half notes. So I'm going to play the blues form with a new turnaround, but this is 2 and 4 now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. Try to play good 1. So that I would just do for a couple of times, also maybe going back to playing the same thing in quarter notes, going back and forth between the two things. And so now I'm going to improvise. And when I'm improvising for the first time in a day, like today, I'm thinking about it as a warm-up, right? So I'm going to play without a jam track on my own with the new stuff that I just wanted to implement. Already nervous. And so I'm going to start with playing very few notes, and I'm going to play in a way that I'm sort of helping myself. Still not really deep into the blues at the moment, so I'm going to maybe play roots, but just like in the same way that I've been thinking the chords and changing the shapes, you know, so not only playing by vision. Now I'm thinking the chords, I already practiced that, but I'm playing maybe a root or a 3, and I'm hoping that I will be able to outline the form for myself. That's my goal. Not a fancy solo, but to play in a way that it's clear where I am. 2, 3, oh. now, in the end, I played this new turnaround just by playing the shape, sort of. You know, just like thinking this is the shape, playing the notes, shape, and the other thing that I did that just came up was this chromatic shifting, right? So start with the basic stuff. If you're a beginner, just make sure that you can play the form in a way that is clear to everybody who's listening. You can always get crazy later on, but when you're practicing, start with the goal of making things really clear. That helps everyone. And if you're more advanced, also start like this, but take a long time to improvise. And look which kind of ideas can come up, like they came up for me, right? And then maybe even stop in your tracks. So I would, for example, work on this turnaround because it sounds really cool. Often it's the chords that we play, that we think about that make stuff sound cool, not so much the scales. And never forget, whatever you practice, you can implement really literally everywhere. Or in many places, right? Turnarounds are everywhere, sort of. So if you're interested in this stuff, please come join the Joe Pass webinar. Part 1 is already done. So we're working through this book, so this is going to take some while. The first part is already done, and I'm really taking the time to show you how you can practice it. There's a workbook so that you're not only having this sometimes kind of a dry material, but that you know how you can implement it. And the next webinar is already coming up in November, and then we're going to be on page 5, I think. And guess what? There's going to be a lot of turnarounds. So I hope you're having fun. Let me know what you're working on, and I see you around. Bye.